fact, Matt, roll a d4. Tell me how many weeks it has been.
2.
You guys made really good time, actually, across the quicksand flats, but then you took the main road. You decided to take the main road. You've passed the wreckage of the ALF tower and all of the strange sort of memories that it brings up for Owlin, who kind of grew up there. And you have now made it. You are standing at the foot of a massive, I mean, we're talking mountain height sort of rubble pile. You are at the base of what was formerly the floating peak of Zanir. It was a chunk of mountain that the god Zanir himself chopped off the top of the mountain and thrust into the sky. And in the darkening, 3 years ago now, when magic vanished from the world, this peak and the civilization that lived on it came crashing to the ground. Owlin, from where you stand, you don't see any recognizable landmarks, but you know internally that everything from like age 6 and under is in this pile of rubble somewhere. Your family, probably, all of the childhood places you went, the park you used to love, the primary school you attended, it's all in there. But today, you aren't necessarily here for the floating peak. You're not here to reminisce, and frankly, you've done enough of that recently. You're here because on the other side of this peak is a cliff, and at the base of that cliff is the Umbral Sea. Where Zanir thrust the peak of a mountain into the sky, Gomteus, god of chaos, cratered in the base of that same mountain. And over time, it filled with water, and as one of the darkest places in the world, because there was a huge mountain floating over top of it, it became known as the Umbral Sea. And though the peak fell, and though it moved over time and didn't always cover that area, there is still about 90% of the day where the Umbral Sea is completely dark, except for the light you would bring in with you, because the pile of rubble is so tall. So even as the sun kind of orbits around it. Now, you have a couple options here for how you want to scope out whatever is happening on the other side. You can climb the peak, which will take you a long time, probably about a week for you to climb it safely. But looking down from the top, you'll be so far up that you won't have any fear of detection. Or you can go around one of the sides and kind of look from the top of the cliff, and then you'll be close enough to the Umbral Sea that, you know, if anything is happening at the Umbral Sea, they might spot you. There's a risk. You could also go far enough around that you can sort of go down the slope and, you know, approach from the ground level of the sea. And then you'll definitely see the most, but you'll also be in the highest risk of being spotted. So Owlin and Fox are scouts. How do you wish to investigate?
I don't like anybody having the drop on us. I'm leaning towards climbing.
Wow, that is actually somewhat surprising given your what is the correct word? Your aversion to heights, but I agree with you.
Hey,
that seems the best
I'd
strategy.
rather be on a roof and not caught than on the ground and caught.
The two of you set off climbing. Meanwhile, Jebediah Peppermint and Zothkug Hibub are staying with the Cypher truck, which again has been upgraded to a lead lining, so no divination magic can find it. So you're relatively confident that no one's going to find it unless they literally stumble across its position. They're not going to locate you that way. But still, you know, someone's got to stay back and watch the cart while you figure out what you're up against. So Jeb and Zoth, you're probably having some conversation, whatever, and we'll cut back to you periodically to figure out how that's going. Owlin and Fox, I would like you to make athletics checks, please.
Yeah, nat 20.
Wow, starting off strong.
Ooh, 7.
Owlin's so good at climbing, and like even though it's fallen and at an angle, like he knows the terrain. So Owlin is easily able to like help Fox avoid the pitfalls and whatever. And you actually make it up even faster than a week. You make it up in just 3 days. 3 days of climbing steep 60 or higher degree grades, of sleeping on, you know, bedrolls over uneven ground with a jagged drop to one side. 3 days of blistering cold winds as you emerge out of the rest of the mountains in this mountain range, and it's just like you guys on the side of a cliff, basically, with the wind scouring at you. But Owlin is sure-footed, and he is easily able to get you to the top. And so, from the top of Zanir's floating peak, you get your first glimpse of what's happening beneath you. I would like one of you to roll a perception check, and you guys can decide who that will be. Actually, how about you both roll, and I'll send you what each of you sees.
I have a good eye, but
I had an 18.
I'm starting to think I need glasses. Oh. I got a 6.
You got a
Dang.
6. Oof. All right. While I DM them what they see, let's cut back to Jebediah Peppermint and Zothkug Hibub, who have just been kind of unpacking the recent events.
Hey, Jeb, man. That was a weird experience that I not particularly liked. Was yours that like that at all?
You mean like where your elbows like fell asleep just because you're like in a position the whole time?
No,
That-
no,
that
no.
goes away
With the
after a little
rod.
bit.
With the rod.
Oh, I mean, well, you know, I already told you what it was like for me.
Yeah.
And so it really seems like the rods, they push you and test you in their own special way. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure if I would have done as well as you did if I had got that one.
Certainly wasn't what I was expecting, you know?
What were you expecting?
I don't know, to be honest. I just thought it would be more enjoyable of an experience.
Hmm.
I'm glad I did it, but certainly didn't feel, or it felt very very close, and I don't know what would have happened if I had failed.
Yeah, I think that maybe we don't have a healthy of enough respect for the capabilities of these things. You know, maybe we've been looking at them as just another tool when, you know, there's a lot more to them and they've been around for a lot longer than we've ever existed.
That's true. I didn't really think about it too much, you know? I just wanted everything to go smoothly, you know? That's what I thought would happen, and obviously it did not.
Well, I mean, how do you feel now that you've gone through it? Because, I mean, you have obviously succeeded. So, I mean,
I succeeded. It still doesn't feel right, though.
what doesn't feel right about it?
Just the whole process. I just feel like I let you guys down.
You mean with like the trials and stuff?
Yeah. You know, you guys weren't wrong when we were going over, you know, the assessment.
Well, like I said when we were in there, it's really only a failure if you don't learn from it. I mean, and that's, you know, not to say that I don't really think it was a failure because, like I said, you made it through. But I mean, you can't change the past. You can only. And Jeb just gets like 1,000-yard stare when he says this. You can't change the past. All you can do is, you know, take what you've done and help that guide you into a better tomorrow.
Yeah. It's funny. I feel like I said that to you at some point. In a different way.
Oh, you did. Yeah. I'm just turning it around. It's the advice that we give to others, and
Yeah.
sometimes we need to take our own medicine.
Easier said than done always, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. But that's why it's so important to have each other, because when we forget the things that we already know and that we already hold dear. And
Yeah. Speaking of which, I have a letter to write. I haven't, communicated with home in a while, and I really should. Going through that brought up the last part, which you guys didn't see. I went through sort of just memories that the wand had showed me and reflected a lot. And, there's a lot I've done that I'm very proud of, and there's a lot I've done that I think I could have done better. As I'm sure most people think that way.
Well, and don't forget that there's a lot yet that you're going to do.
Yeah.
That we're all going to be very proud of.
Yeah, we have a big task at hand. We should probably focus on that.
Yeah.
We cut back to Fox and Owlin at the top of the ruined peak of Zanir, looking down at the kind of sprawling expanse beneath them.
Alan, do you see there was like a thing on the cliff top, and there's like these buildings.
Yes, I guess I didn't quite know what to expect, but I don't really like what we're seeing here. Looks like they've set up walls and fortifications and
Walls.
perhaps workshops. I mean, look, there's the order's already gotten here. They've it looks like they've covered the sea with like metal doors almost. You see, like, there's only like a slit, and Alan kind of points like down the middle of the lake. There's only like a slit that you can actually access the water through.
Like,
They've locked this down like a lot. This is more advanced than I expected here.
I agree. I don't like this. Fox gonna back slowly away from the edge. Yeah, no, what do we do?
Alan also kind of steps back a little bit, and he looks at Fox. You remember dig site, what was it? Dig site 6? Right? Dig site 8? Dig site 6, is that where we were?
It was 6, yeah.
It's another, I think it may be one of those situations. Try to sneak our way in, and
Think we can pull that again?
I don't know, but there's 4 of us, and there's all of that. And Alan will kind of like gesture out there. I think the plan may have to be sneaking in unnoticed, somehow freeing the Avatar in a way where if we have the Avatar on our side, hopefully that means we have enough power to force our way out if we have to.
I don't know. That sounds pretty risky. The Avatar.
They may need time to recover from being drained so much. I didn't think about that.
I just don't like this, man. Before, they didn't know our faces. They didn't know about us. But
That's
now,
true.
I mean, I could probably get past them, but all 4 of us? It's asking for too much.
Then what else do we do? Do we just... Alan kind of like takes stock of like kind of like what's behind them and what's in front of them. Is there a way we can get the cipher truck up here and just like drive it off the cliff, feather fall it into the water, and just like...
You're pretty confident
Just
looking at the
dive?
terrain that the grade is too steep for the cipher truck.
no,
There's probably too much of an upward incline.
It wouldn't make it up here.
As much as I love Jeb's ideas, I think you should leave them to Jeb.
That's fair. I was gonna call it the warthog maneuver, but I don't know why exactly.
Where are you getting that from?
I'm not sure. It seems like something a warthog would do. Anyway,
Let's, you know what? We could sit here and deliberate, but let's take it back to the other guys.
Alan's going to see if he can. Let's see. I guess I should see if he has like paper in his backpack. I would hope he would.
What you looking there for?
I was gonna see if I had any like paper or anything to like sketch what we're looking at on, just so everyone can see what we're talking about.
Right.
And he doesn't actually, so he's...
I'm gonna start looking.
You're an artificer. You can remember stuff like this for a short
Okay.
time. So yeah,
Okay.
you can remember it and write it down when you get back to the truck. I don't want you to
Alright,
have to make
cool.
a skill check to do that.
All right, Alan will he'll just like give it a nice long look again, and try to and just mentally
And I
store it away.
don't have anything either. We
Well,
need to fix that.
That I'm gonna get some paper and something to write with next time we're somewhere. But for this moment, I've made a mental note of it on how it looks, and I'll describe it to everyone when we get back. But
We cut back down the hill to where Zothkug is writing on some paper.
So, Jeb, do we join these now, or do we just hold on to them?
Well, I mean, I figured it would definitely be something to look into.
DM.
Yep.
Does this have does my rod have a separate weave attached to it, or does it not even emit its own?
Your rod also has 72 past eons in it, so it also has just a bit of their magic for, again, a 100-foot radius around you.
I mean, we could. I'd be down for it. We could at least like start the process of like
Or is it better
investigating
as
it.
separate entities? You know, you have a piece, I have a piece, and then if we're separated, we each have our own magic. Sort of.
That's true. That's true. DM, can I make an Arcana check
Sure.
to see if I can?
What are you trying to glean?
I would like to ascertain the amount of potential damage that we would suffer from combining these two.
Even as like the two of you are holding them in your hands, if you push them towards each other, sort of like how you can feel like the attraction of magnets or whatever, you start to see, you feel that pull, but you also start to see like sparks and energy flying between them. And from about 2 feet away, a little fire starts just floating in the air between the two pieces of the rod.
Maybe we don't do that.
Can I ask? Well, if it's very evident that there will be a lot of energy and potential damage from this, can I ascertain the nature of it with the intent to find a way to mitigate it? Like beginning the process of like understanding what's going on, so I can like try to start working around this.
That was so many words. Yeah, I like it. We're ascertaining the extent of the damage to mitigate the collateral things. That was very good.
Would that be Arcana?
Yeah, Arcana would work for
24.
that. 24. So it would be sort of like a surge of energy that would go just blasting outwards from when the rods were put together.
And we would be at like the epicenter.
Yeah, and you would be at the epicenter. And there's no, I mean, all 10 schools of magic are in there. So, you know, there's no telling what those will do when they're all meshed together as just like a raw, energetic something. You are kind of remembering as you're thinking about it also that you heard tell recently that maybe an artificer was necessary to combine the rods. That it would take like a powerful artificer to try and put them together in order to prevent such catastrophic damage.
Okay.
I believe that was in Udril. I think it was the king who said even with the help of an artificer, they were unable to join two of them together for very
Does
long.
the plant react to being inside of a weave at all?
No.
Okay.
Well, I think that, you know, and Jeb kind of like moves his away a little bit and like takes his hand off of it to kind of deactivate it. We probably want the whole gang together.
Yeah.
You know, we probably want Owlin to get in and look at this. And
Conveniently, at that moment, Owlin and Fox, having made their way back down the hill, which is easier than going up, so you probably did it in like 2 days if you got up there in 3, having made it back down the hill, are now walking up to the cipher truck. You hear Jeb saying this through the back door.
yeah, so we'd probably need Owlin once he.
Yes.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey.
Hey,
We've discovered something.
So did we.
we also discovered something. Yes.
Oh,
You should go first.
Yeah. I my guess is our news will be the one that your news is likely better than ours.
I need to get in shape. Oh.
yeah. So we discovered that if we click these two rods together, we would probably detonate the cipher truck and we would all die. So not
Yeah.
necessarily good news, but good news in the fact that we
well,
didn't do it and that
yeah.
it didn't go off.
that part is good.
Yeah.
Did anything break?
No.
We didn't
Your
do it.
attempt to figure this out?
And Jeb like holds the rod out and like moves it towards Zoth, and like the little spark and crackling energy, and then the flame goes boom, and he's like, "See, we've only gotten about this far."
Dude, I don't
So-
need. I don't need to
I pull
see.
it back,
I don't.
and I do it again.
Alan will like lean in a little bit. Like that is quite
I'm backing
interesting.
up. I'm backing up.
Yeah. So the king said that we would probably need an artificer such as yourself to actually attach these. You don't just tap.
Alan like looks at the floating flame in the middle, and he's gonna kind of shake his head a little bit and be like, this is beyond my current knowledge. If we were to attempt to do this now or soon, it would require someone far more skilled in that
Well, we also
sector
figured
than I. That is quite advanced.
it would probably be best just to leave it separated anyway. That way, Jeb and I can be separated, and we still have magic. So as long as one of you is with
Oh
one
yes,
of us.
I thought that was already like a decision we already made.
Well, we were talking about
yeah, that makes
potentially
sense to
joining
me.
them, but because of reasons presented, we figured best not to.
Jeb stands up on the table in the cipher truck and puts his hand on Owlin's shoulder and says, "Don't sell yourself short, pup. Like, I mean,
You can figure this out.
well, that's exactly my point. It's like you don't understand it now. Heck, none of us don't. But you can.
I appreciate that. And then Alan will kind of like, kind of pat Jeb's hand on his shoulder and say, I appreciate that, Jeb. That means a lot. And, if our journey continues the way it has been, then perhaps I will be able to figure it out in time. And if not, I think we have the resources to, find someone who can even
Don't
teach me.
Don't go down that road. You'll figure it out. You got this.
Either way, our news is the Order has heavily fortified
Oh yeah,
the Umbral Sea.
there's like
The whole place?
metal doors and the guard posts everywhere, and there's only like a little place to sneak.
Is this a dig site
the-
sort of situation where we just infiltrate
It-
as employees?
That's what I proposed. However, Fox made the good point that our faces are known now. They know that we are not,
I mean,
that we are threats. But yes, it's basically most of the sea is covered in metal. Like they've literally covered most of it, and they've built buildings on top of the metal. Looks like barracks and workshops and walls and some other stuff that
What if we wear disguises?
that's the thing, is we would need to disguise our face in a way that somehow like we would go unnoticed and our face wouldn't be noticed. I'm not sure exactly what that could be yet, but
Well, that'd be easy enough for Fox.
that's true. But the rest of us, it would be tough. Basically,
that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Fox could show us.
what I'm trying to say though is that there's only one way to get into the sea, and it's like one like mini like slit or like kind of like mini lake opening that they've left in the middle of the sea. So and it's surrounded by buildings.
Wait. So we're going into the water?
I would assume. I guess the way that they've fortified it makes me assume that the Avatar would be held underneath the water. But I guess I don't know.
Well,
Couldn't we just dig
that's kind of what I was thinking. I mean,
under the metal?
click, 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 click. I mean, we can, kind of dig.
Can you dig through metal? Is that something you can do?
Well, he can dig like on the edge down underneath the metal because it probably doesn't go all the way
There's a
down.
giant cliff on the side that we'd be coming from, so that's a lot of digging.
DM, would it be difficult
Yep.
for me to ascertain the dirt to stone ratio in the area? Because I'm
No, from up here it would be.
yeah, like Jeb's kind of thinking it's probably mostly stone.
You're basically standing next to a pile of rubble that represents a whole
Yeah.
civilization. So like this does not give you a good read. If you were to like maybe sneak onto the cliff top, you would probably have a better chance of gaining that information, because from there you can see like the actual soil that might also be represented at the bottom of the cliffs.
Yeah.
Well, can't you mold earth too?
I can, but it's not as effective in large swaths of stone. It lets me move earth pretty easily, but
I get what would Alan know this, like the general stone to earth ratio?
No, not from that far up.
Okay.
I just
Fox,
don't like
infiltration's your expertise. What's your opinion? What do you think?
I think this is going to be a lot bigger job than we thought. This is going to have
Always
to
is.
take time.
As you're kind of having this conversation, you've obviously tucked the cipher truck out of the way of the main pathway that you were following, so that it would be well hidden and disguised and stuff. And so from your, probably behind some rubble and convenient things, you hear the sound of another engine. And peeking around, you can actually see another cipher truck. This one is not as like top of the line as yours. It's one of the Thames ones that they use to ship things. It's got the Bright World Company logo on the side, and you can see two private security goons sitting in the front of it, driving it. And it is escorted by 3 mounted like cavalry type people, but they are also private security goons. And as the cart rounds the corner, you see the private security goon at the rear of the group waves them onward, and you can't quite hear what he says, but based on his body language, you think he's saying something like, I think I saw something over there, or something to that effect. And as he's moving towards you guys, you all of a sudden, you just hear, he's maybe 10 feet away from the cover that you're hidden behind, when you hear a lone gunshot ring out and he falls over dead. And walking up from the other side of the road, crossing the road towards you and crouching over the body, you see a wood elf.
Tell me something. What's an odd bunch like yourselves doing in my way?
Whoa.
And that means we got to meet our characters for tonight because we've got a unique guest star with us for the evening.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Wash. I play Jebediah Peppermint, the Molefolk gun wizard who spits fire and fires spit, and he is thoroughly confused but incredibly excited about this recent development.
Hi, I'm Trevor. I play Zothka Kibub, the orc cleric of the group, and I am also thoroughly confused but excited.
Hello. I was trying to go in a counterclockwise order, and my name's Matt, by the way, and also I play Fox, unimportant changeling rogue, going bard. But really, what the issue here is, this guest. All right, I am confused, perhaps excited.
I am Jake. I play Alan Woodrear, the Azamar Barbarian Artificer, and he is also, I guess, not. I don't know. We literally saw like dead bodies shot by a sharpshooter last session. I don't think Alan's like that confused or surprised. He's more like, dang, we ran into him. Oh, well, we'll see what happens.
All right, I guess that's me.
That's you. What's your name? What's your class? What's your character?
Oh, what's up? My name's Sir T-Sav. I'm going to be playing Savage Tempest. I am a Wood Elf Ranger. I'm here to hunt somebody, and I've run into this lovely girl.
And I'm Josh, your Wing Badger Game Master. We'll be right back.
Zanir, Gontaeus, Kotex, Owara. Long ago, the four ancients created a world in harmony. Then, everything changed when the chat emped magic. Only Kelnor, master of good vibes, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 2 years have passed, and 4 adventurers have discovered a conspiracy, a company selling magic. And although their roleplay is great, they have a lot of XP to earn before they're ready to save anyone. But I believe they can save the world.
Whoa. Okay, listen.
Who are you?
Chill.
Jeb
Chills.
chills.
Fox, man, I got this.
All right. The name is Savage Tempest. Do you need to hear it again?
Nope.
No,
Got it.
I'm Zothka.
I assume that was your handiwork we saw further back on the path.
If you mean those dead security, whatever you want to call them, then yes.
That was, in fact, the bodies we're referencing.
Who are you hunting?
Well, how do you? I guess that does make sense that he would be hunting.
Do you want to come
what's
over
your
here and
goal
not have this
here?
Conversation on the side of the road?
Yeah, I would say this is not the best place to be having a conversation since, I definitely just took out 2 people.
2? Where's the other guy?
I just look down at myself, make sure I don't have any holes in me.
All right, let's continue this conversation along another path.
Fox, you think anything
And then-
good is in that cart?
I think. Sorry, I'm a little flustered. Say that again, Jeb.
You just shot these dudes in that cart, right?
No, I
Well,
think
no,
the
the
cart
cart-
left
the cart-
without him.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. I need to get my eyes checked.
Now we
This
can
is
get our
bright out
cart
here,
in.
guys. I can't see worth beans. This is daylight. I'm ready to get out from this
Yes,
daylight.
let's.
Alan's gonna beckon Savage like over, but like not all the way to our cart because he's not like he doesn't.
not in the
We don't know what his
in-group yet.
we don't know his intentions yet.
Alan's doing
but
the
like
soldier
over to
talk.
kind of
He's
over here and
Zoth will approach with his hand.
I'll take out my hand. I'll shake Zothcog's hand.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
I assume. Well, are you an enemy of the Bright World Company or?
No, he's best friends with them, and he just wanted to show him how much he loved them.
What I'm trying to say is an enemy of the Bright World Company is likely, by proxy, a friend of us. What are you here for?
I'm on a job. There is a target inside of a compound not far from here that I'm after. The more details I can't really share with you. But just know that if you're not going to get in my way, I will not be getting in your way. Unless we can benefit each other.
I think we can.
Talk about this. I think, we were just talking about perhaps the same facility.
I would assume that you're here for that.
How good are your infiltration skills?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how to get all of us in there. And that's the
Without
issue.
being noticed.
Now, may I ask why you're trying such an insane stunt?
Well,
They're holding some precious cargo we need to get.
I believe there should be some clarification had here. Our mission is one of extraction or rescue of a certain target. What is yours?
Mine is
Extraction
elimination.
or elimination? That's
of
what
a
I was
certain
about
Hopefully
to
you're
guess.
not trying to eliminate our target.
Let's hope so.
I would imagine not.
I would also imagine not. Although Alan will look over at the dead bodies. Although I guess perhaps it's not impossible.
How about this? We don't know who your target is. You don't know who we're rescuing. We can work together until we can't.
Sounds like a perfect.
Or we talk about it now and learn ahead of time.
Doth, you don't know how these things work. All right.
Just know my target is not a high-profile target. He's a nobody.
Okay. That's probably not ours
Oh,
then.
well then, okay, yeah, that actually helps.
That does not make sense considering your skill level. Who would go to such lengths to hire an incredibly skilled person like you
Yeah.
to take out a nobody?
Let's just say this is more of a personal vendetta.
That's quite the personal vendetta.
So you weren't hired?
I see. He was hired by himself.
Oh no, this is still a job. It's
Oh.
a joint operation, but this is one of many that are all connected. I shouldn't go on too much about this, since considering I just met y'all.
That's fair.
Fair enough. Wow, this has been a very trusting moment. I'm gonna go sit over here for a second and and just think about what we just said.
Would you like some tea?
I would love a glass.
Can Alan roll insight on the joint operation thing? He's not. He doesn't know
Yeah, roll insight.
what he means by that. He got an 8.
It's hard to get a good read on this guy. He strikes you as the lone wolf type of dude normally, so he's not really used to having to communicate much with other people. But you also are he doesn't seem particularly ingenuine. He's probably telling the truth, maybe.
Can I offer you some tea?
I would love a glass of tea.
So we just talked to this man about our plans, and he just talked to us about his plans. I must have woke up on the wrong side of the bed today because I'm.
Fox,
Let me-
stranger things have happened to us.
Let me ask this. Do you have a plan of getting into this compound?
We're currently
Of
working that
course.
out.
Are you willing to share your ideas with me? And I'll be willing to share what I know with you?
That's what I was actually about to ask. What knowledge do you have of this compound? And Alan will start to sketch out, the stuff that he mentally took note of when he looked out at the
Oh
compound.
yeah, here's some paper and here's a charcoal. Here, go ahead.
Thank you. I need to remember to take one of these with me next time.
Oh yeah,
And
normally I just use the back a couple pages in my book, but
that makes sense. And then Alan will start to sketch out a map of what he saw.
This is a very detailed layout you have here.
Yes, I was able to get a good look at it from the cliff.
Oh wow, Alan, you should
Cliff over.
do landscape art. That's impressive.
Well, I mean, I wasn't
technical
intending
drawing.
it to be artistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's technical drawing.
No,
I have a background in
but
that.
you're really good with
think
the
I-
proportions.
Does anyone
and
else
everything.
want some tea while I'm brewing?
Yeah, I'll take one in a cup.
What else would I serve it in?
Definitely not a glass, but like the cups that we have in the over there will be fine. Thank you,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Fox, Alan.
I guess.
No, thanks. I'm good. I'm good for now.
Why not?
All right, 4 teas then.
All right.
I will proceed to make 4 teas from
Savage.
the plant leaves
Yes.
hanging on the truck.
Fox, I believe it was.
Yes. How long have you been here? Have you done any recon?
So
Got any intel?
I've actually been camping out here for the past couple of days. If you've come across my handiwork, then you may have come across my living space as well.
Yes, we did come across at least what seemed to be a temporary campsite of yours near some of your handiwork.
Please don't judge.
I'm Alan, by the way.
It was only temporary.
It seemed quite efficient. I've slept in similar or worse while on the road, but
And Alan, it's a pleasure to meet you. Sorry if there's
course.
any negativity between us. Just can't trust people right off the bat.
no worries. As Fox mentioned, I feel like this has been a surprisingly quick mutual beneficial agreement, but I'm not complaining. The thing here is with the cliff and I guess also, wait, no. Why did you kill those 2 guys without even following up on the rest of the caravan? Are they going to come back? And
I noticed you
Look for
guys
us?
before I noticed them. When I noticed that they were getting close to you, and it seemed that there was nothing that you guys were going to do, I just acted. It was just kind of a...
We were thinking about it.
Yeah, Fox, why didn't you see them? You normally pick those guys out pretty quick.
I did. I just was coming up with a brilliant plan.
Oh, so
to
you
dispatch-
already saw
I'm sure it
him
was a brilliant plan.
and knew he was going to take care of it. That makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm
we
looking
got
at this
things under
map
control.
here, and I do have a couple bits of information I can share with you due to this map. And I'll point to them here. I'm actually glad you labeled things. Makes it a little
problem.
easier for me.
He's got really good handwriting.
So here's some of the things I can give you, and it's a lot with the supplies that are coming in and out, and this may be to your benefit, may not be, but I've seen carts coming in and out constantly, and they usually come in the morning and evening, and in groups of 5, I would say, and guard shifts change every 2 hours on the wall. So when they come in, and each of these, as you saw. When the cart passed by earlier, it was escorted by 3 goons. Each cart will be escorted by exactly 3 goons, just like it was.
So what if we ambush one all together? We can hide Jeb here, Zoth, and Owlin in the back. Me and you can take the front. Do they know your face?
No one here should know what I look like.
Be fair enough. I bet they're all dead if they did.
Wait, what is Savage wearing?
Savage is wearing a, I would say, all black, trousers and a tunic. He has a green hood on, it's more like a green cowl, kind of wrapped around his head and kind of wrapped over. I've taken it down by now because I've obviously felt some sort of comfort.
Yeah.
And then of course I have my two short swords at my hips. I have my rifle that is now obviously I probably set on the ground because I've sat down. And I think and obviously I have my tool belt, my bandolier around my side here, and then my pouch on my back. Just something simple, very lightweight. That way I can stay
My
versatile.
man's strapped.
I tried to. You gotta be like that when you're surviving in the woods out here.
DM,
Yes, Jeb?
does the make of his rifle and bandolier look similar to the robots in the Aboleth Slayer?
No, this is those are like a mass manufactured design. This looks handmade. This also doesn't seem to have any magic in it.
Right.
However this works, it seems entirely mechanically powered.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that.
Also, this is a much longer barrel than their weapons had, and there's some sort of strange, almost like a spyglass is mounted to the top of it.
So would it be similar to like the ones that the private security goons up on that were spider climbing up in the ALF tower had?
Similar, except that theirs were still like arcane and they were a little bit shorter.
Interesting.
We can ambush them all together, right? We take the front. Shoot, we need to pretend there's 3 guards guarding us, though, because it's going to look sus if we show up with just a cart.
Well,
if I say if there's 5 of us, 3.
I think in private security goon uniforms, at least for an entrance, I think that there's a high chance that we could still get through unnoticed, especially if the guards are atop the walls. There's no reason all of us need to like look up at them and clearly show our face.
Yes, but I'm honestly worried about stature. Like,
I do have some more info when it comes to the security. This might change the plan, might persuade you to keep it the same. Who knows? Okay. I did mention before that their guard shifts, I noticed, were changing every 2 hours. It seemed that a new set of guards would come out. And as you know, it's dark 90% of the day here, I would say. So there's blind spots almost everywhere. And I can use that to my ability. Not sure how you guys do in the dark. That is one of my things. I can do more handiwork there. But there are also 4 big guard lighthouses. I'm looking at your map again because you pointed these out there. There's actually 4 guard houses with big spotlight towers on top of the cliff. And if you raise that alarm and they light you up, it's kind of game over there. We're gonna be in it.
Tea's ready.
Oh,
Told you
thanks.
I've been camping out the place.
Amazing.
I tried. I want to make sure my jobs are quick and clean, so I get all the details I can.
Zav passes out 4 cups.
That makes sense.
so, okay. So you think perhaps instead of going in through the front gates disguise that we can work our way up the cliffside and just avoid the spotlights? I mean, I'm sure you can handle yourself. I know I can.
I think the stealth part may be a bit of a challenge for me, and Alan will kind of generally gesticulate that he's like a large man. However, if we attempted the disguise route, I'm pretty sure I could I could slouch, and then Alan kind of like does like his best to like kind of like be as small of a stature as possible to be a private security goon. I don't know. Does this?
I have the perfect
does this work?
disguise.
Like you are actually you're quite tall. This might be difficult.
Okay, ready?
What's your idea, Zoth?
So Zoth will stand in front of everyone. He will cast Thaumaturgy, one of the effects being you alter the appearance of your eyes for 1 minute. So he's going to change the shape and color of his eyes. Completely unrecognizable, huh?
Oh man, bravo.
I don't think goat eyes helps. And
Are you kidding me? I mean, he looks nothing like Zoth.
Thank you, Jem.
They don't know what our eye color and eyes look like. All they know is...
Of course they do.
You said they knew us.
They know what we look like.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the big impression. You see a wanted poster.
Oh, that seems to be a troubling piece of information.
See, what if they're like, hey, there's that orc with the green eyes, and then I don't have green eyes? They're like, oh, no, it can't be him.
We didn't
Move
tell
along.
you.
Might be having second thoughts here.
We've ran into them before. Successfully evaded, but sadly, things got loud. So... And
We did infiltrate one of their compounds.
Were you successful?
we did blow up an
Yes.
entire factory.
Well, I have
That was
a little
fun.
bit more
We,
confidence in you guys now.
Well,
Then we broke into the tower
That is not an
and
easy
escaped.
feat to get
Also,
away from
to be
such
clear,
It
a
was
force.
pretty easy. Not gonna lie.
To be clear, our goal is not to blow up this one.
Yeah,
This
with
time.
Jeb, it was easy.
Our goal has never been to blow anything up.
That might not be an accurate phrase.
No, our goal last time was to blow it up.
All right. We're trailing, guys.
How long of a cart ride
Wait.
is it from there to here, or vice versa?
It's actually not very far. Have you already scoped out
Well,
the
yes,
place yourselves? I've noticed since you have
We
the map.
scaled the long way essentially, to avoid the path. However, I assume that like following the path that their carts take would be a lot faster. It took us 2 or 3 days, like 2 days there or 3 days there, 2 days back to scale. But I'm sure by the path it's a lot faster.
From where we are, it seems it'll be a 2-hour cart ride on the main road from here.
That is insane. It takes so much longer to climb. That wow.
Well, Alan, we also went like around a little bit.
If you want to get around to the top of a cliffs, though,
Okay.
it'll be a 1-hour car ride.
All right. So, do you have?
Which way do the carts typically go? Do they divert when they're bringing materials? Are some of them like more expedited and some of them like less priority and take longer?
So they go down to the compound every time. There's just 2 different paths. One is longer, one is shorter. The longer path just being safer. Shorter path just being a little bit more rugged.
Well, I mean, I've got some tricks if we wanted to stow away inside of one of the carts. Like, you know, if we find one that has an enclosed back or cargo area. I've got some stuff that we could use to kind of, you know, get us in there.
Yeah.
So that's another piece I have is that the gate that they enter leads into a warehouse. And it seems that's where they seem to be unloading as well as loading these carts.
Then stowing away may not be the best strategy. It may be best for all of us to pretend. If we were to disguise, it may be best for all of us to disguise.
All right, I gotta ask, Savage. Do
Yes.
you have another one of those? One of
Another
those
one of
magic
what?
rifles?
This thing right here?
Yeah.
No. This is the only one. It's a one
Also,
of a kind.
just to interject, that does not look magical. That is quite interesting if it is entirely mechanical. Alan will like kind of like half step forward, like eyeing it very closely, as closely as he can.
What do you
This
mean?
actually, yes, and Jeb, I did make this. It was a long time coming. If I could name it, it would be the Trial by Fire, because many times did it break in my hands during test. But it is now my most trusted and most precise weapon that I.
How are you?
I don't know if you thought of that just now or if you knew that when you were coming into this session, but if you just came up with that now, that is for sure the best name of a weapon I've ever seen a player improvise in a D&D session.
The Trial by Fire.
That's so
Okay.
cool. Carry on.
You're telling me? How do you? That man died, and you did that without magic.
Alan will go, wait.
be correct.
Wait. Let me guess. Is it a extremely forcefully propelled tiny metal object? Is that something along those lines? Because it would have to be tiny in order to pierce it that small. Fox and I, Alan like points to Fox, like we debated about what could have done that.
It is very yes. You're very on point with that. It is.
Boy,
I have
see what you
a. It is more of a spring-loaded type of weapon.
Interesting.
The spring I have is made of a very, very sturdy metal that is also very unique and very hard to come by. And one metal that I have come to hone over the years, as obviously I've told you the story of the weapon. So the bullets, yes, they are very small, just as you saw. They have to stay that way, though, because if they go any bigger, they go off in different directions. Through the tests I've taken with this weapon,
sense.
that I've had to,
A
it makes
bullet.
sense that
That's a weird word.
Or sorry, the small metal projectile
yes.
that you see, we call it the nail.
Okay.
Wow.
The
I would
nail
call it
is
a
shaped-
missile, like a magic missile or whatever.
Oh, it's like magic missile without the magic.
Yeah. So
missile.
it's just like a
What
missile.
I think is extremely
But we can do magic missile
that
now.
is
bullet
true.
sounds like a small bolt, which is
well,
weird.
just a quick aside before we continue on with this plan. The spring part of it I find extremely interesting because if you're able to have a spring that is that powerful, I assume that keeps the sound of activating the weapon to be fairly like silent. Is that correct?
That would be very correct. The other part about this spring is that it can be adjusted to the point where I can take out a longer target if I need to. Obviously, I need a little bit more time and strength to pull the spring back to do so.
Sure. In that way, it's
But-
somewhat like a crossbow. Interesting.
You could say so. But the
Adjustable crossbow.
the small missile goes through this cylindrical barrel, though, and as it goes through, the cylindrical barrel is lined like a spiral.
Oh.
So this missile spins.
Oh, so the spring
more and
comes out
more.
after it. It just like zoom, zoom,
Oh.
zoom, zoom, zooms.
The spring. No, the spring the spring follows that inside, but it does not come out. Obviously, it just
Oh.
stays
So
in
the barrel is like the focus. You know, when a mage casts spells, they have a
The
focus.
missile will
The barrel
spin,
focuses.
basically coming out with more force as it spins through
That
the
makes
barrel.
sense. That's an interesting aspect of it that I would not have thought of originally. Anyway, well, I'm sorry. Let's get back to.
Wait. This is important. Back to the
Yes.
plan, but it's still about
Okay.
the weapon. So, from what I'm hearing, you cannot quickly load another shot.
If the target is close, the closer the range the target, obviously, is easier to load a shot in. But if it's a far target, the shots in between there's gonna be more of a time in between those shots due to a farther
cranking the screw,
target. If I'm
essentially,
taking
yeah.
more shots in succession, my plan would be to take them out in one shot. But in the case I would have to take a second, it might take longer because they're at a longer range, just for me to load the weapon.
That makes sense.
See, that's a little tricky. So we can't rely on taking out a lot of people from range, at least not quietly.
But then again,
Well, it should be quiet. That's the weapon should be quiet.
Well, I figured that, but the second you start knocking people off, they might figure out something's be a little fishy before you can take them all out.
that may be true, but I guess I personally am partial to the disguise idea, like jump a cart basically, and everyone put on the private security goon gear and attempt to just get into the warehouse that way.
I'm only behind that if there's dirt folk involved, because
I guess
this little guy
that's fair. I didn't
is
think
not
about
going
that.
to. Not gonna
Or
fish.
orcs involved.
You've been watching. What is the diversity of the people working here? Like, can we fit in, or are we going to stick out?
What are the percentages of the demographics of the individuals employed at this location?
Yeah, do you have a pie chart?
So
We're eating pie now?
Yeah, so if you want to make us a pie, it looks like we're going to be here a while.
I would love a piece.
I don't have the tools necessary for that.
It seemed that the workers were of multiple races. It didn't seem that there was any specific type of race there.
Okay, I think that lends itself better to the disguise option.
I've seen.
Do you know if they had any specific contract? Like the last place we infiltrated, they had little like contract scrolls.
Like, do they have badges, identification?
Oh yes, of course, yes. They all wear uniforms. That is one thing they do. And on their left side, they have I would say a left embroidery of their security goons force.
Yes.
Is that what I overheard? That's what I would seem to call them.
Yes, that is correct. I noticed that you made some interesting statements with those patches on some of the bodies you left. I kind of appreciated that.
So we got to find security
With your
goons with our dimensions.
It's pretty metal.
To take their uniform.
Alan had a weird brain fart moment where he like thought Zoth was talking about like planes of existence, like dimensions. Like Alan was like, with our dimensions, we're all in the same. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's the plan that I seem to be partial to right now. As far as what to do after that, just kind of.
Whoa.
I still like the idea of tunneling under.
We also got the issue of taking out that many guards.
Well,
Oh, we could take that. That's fine. Well, we'd have to.
It's only
Ugh.
Well, we
It's
gotta
only
do it
2
without
caravans
making a
worth.
sound.
Or a mess, because we need their clothes.
that's true.
Exactly.
The guy that Savage just killed is actually Savage. Roll me a d4, and we're gonna figure out
It's time,
who
guys.
it's sized towards.
You hear that?
First roll
I'm
with the
finally
dice,
opening
buddy. First roll.
Here we go.
Then it laughed.
Others
I
do.
really went and bought dice for this moment. All right, here we go.
As you do.
So d4 is the pyramid
Your
one.
first set of
Oh,
dice.
D4.
Did you charge them?
Shoot.
I
It's like at
believe
the
in you.
It's like at the bottom.
Where it belongs.
Or D4.
All right, 5,
Hey,
How did you get a
D4's
5
D4
on
is
a
the pyramid
D4?
one.
What? Oh my gosh.
That's
Oh my god.
The D4 plus
My
1.
man's rolling
Ah,
extra dimensional
messing with you
dice.
guys.
It folds inside out.
All right, 3.
3, 1, 2, 3. They are the right size for Zothkug. So the
Ooh.
guy who Savage
That's
just killed
surprising.
is maybe he was an orc. Maybe he was an orc. So that one is sized acceptably for Zothkug.
What about the other one? Didn't he kill 2 folks?
He did, but the other person's not near you. Like he killed that person on the other side of the road.
Oh. Fox, you want to come with me? We'll check out the one on the other side of the road, see how big he is.
Yeah, sure.
Should be clear to go check. I doubt they're going to be coming back anytime soon.
We can
When-
take care
when
of
it-
ourselves.
Yeah.
We're big boys.
Yeah.
Says the 1.5 foot tall mole folk with a
2.5
1 foot
foot.
hat.
Not judging
Thank you very
not
much,
judging anyone
DM.
here,
I'm just
no
saying,
shin.
as you are.
we fell a
2.5
mile and
shins.
survived.
That's right. That's right. As Jeb walks
Very
off into the tall
impressive.
grass.
It is a medium-sized uniform, so it would fit Fox.
Okay, well, that's disappointing. Maybe because I mean you can already
Savage.
change your clothes to look like whatever. It would fit Savage though.
Fox.
Will you
We
stop
can
yelling?
do.
So
We'll
Fox,
come back. We'll talk then.
do you think
Fox.
we can? We're pretty chummy. Do you think we can like trust
Fine.
this guy? Like, is he?
I'm gonna be honest, Jeb. I
I like it when you're honest.
don't like it. It's
Okay.
rubbing me wrong.
No, so
But
you
at the
because
same
I was getting
time-
the vibe that you liked him. You just didn't like the situation. Like if things were different, maybe you guys could be chummy or something
I
like
mean,
that. Like, you
like,
think he's pretty
The
cool.
guy- don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He's a bamf. All right,
Yeah.
but I don't know. There's so many red flags, and the only reason why I'm kind of going along with this is because he's right. We could really benefit from each other,
Yeah.
but
I
I
mean,
don't know.
my grandpa, or not my grandma, always used to tell me, you can trust him if they've got a good nose, and he's got a pretty strong nose. Like it's
I'm just saying.
nice, sharp features, and
What if he has some sort
and
of?
he's pretty chill.
I'm gonna add a die to the tension pool.
What if he has like magic
Talking a lot.
or an aroma that's just making us trust him?
Oh
If
no,
that's
no,
like-
I'd definitely be able to either both see it and smell that. So we're good on that front. My concern is that he's after who we're after. I like it, I mean, and I get the whole client confidentiality thing, but like he seems like a cool guy, but I feel like it's because there's no reason for us to be against each other, and if and when we become against each other, it's a big potential problem. That's my only concern.
So, how about we try to keep our capabilities vague into the chest?
What if we hire him and buy his loyalty?
Ooh. How much do you think it's going to
Podcast
cost?
listeners, you can't see this, but T-Sav's eyebrows just went way up.
I mean, Jeb and his money do not wish to depart. Let's make that very clear. But
He's going to be pretty pricey. I mean, to buy out the previous client?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, or let's say, hey, let's just buy priority. Like you can still do your thing, but like help us first, and that way, if there's a conflict of interest, we can be like, hey, then we can kind of like buy you out or whatever. But
Okay.
it was just something to think about.
Let's go ask. I walk back over.
I'll grab the foot. You grab the hand.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, sorry. I walk back to get the body I
It's just
almost
a
forgot
funny-
about. Walk across the road with dragging the body. Get back.
You found him.
Yeah.
All right. Savage, me and Jeb here have an idea.
Oh,
All right. Listen,
We're the idea guys. We're full of ideas.
I do enjoy ideas.
you're a man of hire, correct?
Yes, that would be very correct.
What if perhaps we hired you?
As in, to assist you with your job here?
More to help us actually with our objective? I know once we get in, we're probably going to split otherwise.
That was the plan originally, yes. The plan was just to help each other get in, but what is you're implying?
I'm implying...
Well, we have a larger goal and a larger job, so to speak, than just getting in there. Yeah, and so we could sign you up as a third-party contractor with the company, and we could, you wouldn't be on a payroll or anything tied down. You look like, you got yourself pretty well squared away with your own deal, but we're curious what your rates are in case we, it's a burgeoning business and opportunity that could be like a steady flow of income.
You can start from the ground floor.
Yeah. But that's beside the point. That's like, but if we wanted to hire you as our armed bodyguards for the duration until we acquire our objective and get them out of this location, what would your with their lives intact, what would your rate for that be?
So you want me exactly to put my job aside, make your priority my priority, but for a price.
Essentially.
Yes. No, I mean, what's your price?
How much is your current job paying you?
That I would not like to talk about. Let's say this. Give me a quarter of what you have left, of all you have when it comes to your Wingle digits. And regardless, I will be taking out my target. But I will assist you more for payment.
Yeah, you can't cut a Wingle digit in half. I mean, you could, but it would like break the magical enchantment on it. That would mess things up a little bit.
Alan will cut in here. Interesting that you say just a quarter total. Can I see if I could peek behind the curtain of your thought process there? Is that something of like you feel like you have an estimate of what we have currently, and you think about a quarter of that is worth it to you, or is that just like a standard going rate? Like,
it could be more showing that we're offering to risk.
That is fair.
Collateral.
It's hard to offer a quarter of a cipher truck.
I mean, nobody's going to want to run a 3-wheeled cipher truck.
He said specifically Wingle digits.
He did. That's true.
I do. Wingle digits is the way I get my my supplies. That's what I need. But I would say that originally I would charge 50% for any random job like this. But because
50% of whatever a person has?
Oh, I mean, that is originally what I was thinking. But because you guys have shown me hospitality, hostility, hostility.
The potential.
Hospitality.
Yeah.
Hospitality. I brought it down. But it seems that we run into another problem with that. So how about this? Any loot that you acquire inside this compound during our mission here will be given to me at the end.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
Any loot that is acquired by all of us will be given to me at the end.
Team meeting.
Payment.
What about a quarter of the loot?
Everybody shut up. Team meeting. We're doing a team meeting. Come over here.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go in the huddle.
Yeah.
All right, guys. None of y'all know how to negotiate, okay?
Sure I do.
Started spouting off stuff. You're already giving in to the negotiation. I mean, come on. What if there's a rod there? We would have to give it to him. And he's
I thought he was talking about money.
No, he said loot.
Yeah.
He said any loot we find, that could be anything, magical artifacts.
Can I roll a sneaky stealth check to listen in?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Our huddling is impervious to sneaking.
Should I roll perception?
How about this? Let's change the roles. Matt or Fox, you roll stealth, and Savage, you roll perception, and we'll see if you can hear through their attempted stealthy conversation.
I'll roll sleight of mouth.
All right, I'm sleight of mouth. And this is the D20 die, right?
I got it. Yes.
D20 plus. Go ahead.
Or you explain. It's better you explain.
On your character sheet, there's a stealth skill next to that as a mod.
You got. I'm doing perception.
he's
though, right?
he's the one perceiving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Then.
I got a 17.
Okay. So you need to beat a 17 to hear him.
Ooh. Yeah, I got 15.
What if
You got
they
15?
tie?
Okay, so
Yeah.
you can hear
Never
murmuring,
mind.
but you can't make out any of the words.
I'm just curious. Curious.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like you make a fantastic point. Maybe we clarify it as like any monetary gains that we find. He's welcome to. But he's not welcome to our quarry, and our quarry is the avatar or any of these magical items. Just put it in the contract in the details.
Y'all,
What if
he
we
said-
just give? What if we just offer like a flat
Well,
amount of?
he said that
digits?
wingle digits are what fuel him, right? You know, not this other stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
he should be fine with that.
let me
Well, what if we just offer him monetary value for what we
let's
find?
negotiate. All right, and that's exactly what just Jeb said. Anyway,
I
I'm gonna back away from this circle and face Savage. All right, we've had some deliberation.
I picture this as having happened right in front of him. Like he's leaning against a rock, and then you guys are at a rock that's like 10 feet away. So you turn around, and he's
Hey,
just
just
been,
like,
like,
guys,
waiting.
I'm right here.
Sorry for the wait. We've been deliberating, and
Deliberately.
so I think we're willing to offer all of the monetary loot that we find be given to you. Plus, we'll pay 30% of what we have in wingle digits.
Didn't you
As
say
you
you only?
say that, lightning cracks in the distance, and a storm begins.
See, it's meant to be. It's a good deal.
Alan will like look at like Fox with like a side eye of like, because Alan's like, wait, maybe Fox is terrible at negotiating. He's giving him more than he even wanted.
Fox is definitely terrible. Fox is
That's why I started
terrible at negotiating.
I'm in agreement with this plan.
Alan just
Alright.
like looks at Fox with
Now
like
let
wide
me-
eyes, like, what did you just do? You just gave him
I'm gonna go back into the huddle.
more.
Sorry, I need to communicate with the team one more time, but we agree, and I go back into the huddle.
Fox. I was literally before you left, I was about to say, I trust Fox. He's a good negotiator. You just gave him double the amount that he asked for.
No. You don't understand. He doesn't know how many wingle digits we have.
Alan
I mean-
raises the eyebrow a little bit and is like, oh.
That was actually my idea.
mean,
Thank you.
Technically, coffers versus personal. You know, there's some legalities there.
All right, so how much do each of us have on us at this moment?
I keep nothing on me. I just put it all into the company.
I have 5 on me.
I have 3.
I have 16.
Okay, so let's make a big point of counting
24.
these in front of him. Hand me your coins,
Alan
Alan.
hands him the
Can I,
16.
do, can I do a sneaky stealth check to look in on what they're doing?
You can make an insight check to see if they seem like they're being
4,
legit or not.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I got a 19.
11, 12.
Yeah, they're holding something back.
Whenever they eventually turn around, I'm just gonna be staring at them with what's going on? Just that face.
I'm gonna see the face. I'm gonna be like, "You drive a hard bargain.
Just that disappointed dad face. Just, what's happening?
You drive a hard bargain." I go back into the huddle. All right, guys. Maybe we should grab a little bit
I
out
think
of the
I think
cart.
we could just grab some out of the cart, not all.
100?
If yes, I think that seems. What do we have right now? We have 2,891. We have something. We have
What was
some
that?
amount. I think that's a good idea.
He said 281.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Gosh.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over to the cart. If you excuse me, I'm gonna count out our coffers real quick. keep enjoying your tea.
Whatever you say.
Is it good tea? Do you want sugar?
Actually, may I have another? I've already finished.
Absolutely.
Can I grab a small box in our cart? It could be like I don't know, anything kind of box.
Sure.
And
You grab
I'm
an
gonna
anything
put
box.
100 wingle digits in it. 200 wingle digits in it, and then I'm gonna sit closer to the door, set it down where it could be visible, and count out from the 200 wingle digits.
Okay.
1, 2.
Do another insight check to look in on what he's doing and how much he's
can I
counting
roll-
out.
Can
Yeah,
I
go
try a
ahead and roll another
deception for
insight
this
check.
one?
Sure. Try deception, but roll it at disadvantage because he's already sussed out that you lied to him once.
I rolled
Hey,
the
Fox.
same exact thing twice.
Don't forget to round it up because 30%. It's a weird.
I got
just round it up
25.
for
You
me.
got a 25.
Okay.
How'd you get a 20? Whoa.
25. I got a 22.
Oh.
No. Yeah, this is not all of the money that they have. You were like, yeah, there was too much time between when he walked into the cart and when he sat down with the box of money. Like you can put together the pieces here.
Does anyone else want more tea?
So let me just say this, Mr. Fox, as I put my hand on his shoulder, not trying to scare him.
You're right there.
Not trying to scare. I love this. Just to let you know, I don't even get out of bed for less than 400 single digits. If that changes anything.
Okay. You go over there and I'll
I step
count
away.
out.
I step away without another word.
Savage,
Yes, Zoth. May I call you Zoth?
where is your
Are you
bed?
on that level yet?
Yes, you can.
Are we on that level?
Yeah, you can call me Zoth. Where is your bed?
Bed. Kurt, well, my last camp was just a little ways down on this main path here, but I've already.
You didn't come in with a bedroll, and you
Quick
said you don't
maths.
get out of bed for less than 400. So, I was just curious if the bed doesn't exist.
It's a
what does
metaphor,
that mean?
Zoth. It's a metaphor. Yeah, it's like he doesn't take a job. Yeah. Speaking of bedrolls and stuff, where do you hail from, Savage? Like where are you from?
Aspesh.
Oh, that's way out west, isn't it?
Oh yes, I've traveled very far.
Do you normally travel such a distance for a job? I guess if they're offering enough coin, that makes sense.
To be honest, I haven't been home in a long time. It's been a while since I've been back. I've been traveling a lot. It's just become what I do. If I take a job is over. I take another, and it usually just keeps me traveling.
Do you write home?
There's no one really to write to. Let's say that.
You ever
Well, that's sad.
been through
Well, from now on, you can write to me. We'll be pen
Thank
pals.
you, Zoth.
All right.
you ever been through Athamont?
I believe I have. I've had business in Arivale to the east of here, and Fladena.
Fladena.
Fladena, yeah.
Fladena.
I'm gonna walk out as he's explaining his exploits of travel.
Yeah.
All right, I got a bigger box this time.
Notices the box. I look over at him with a little smirk.
All right. Here's what I say.
Our money doesn't fold; it jingles.
Jingle jingles.
For sure.
800 plus whatever we have on us.
What do you mean? Whatever we have on?
And
okay.
Yeah, in a pocket change. And we just keep it to that.
Alan started taking off whatever little clothes he had with his stuff.
Pocket change. I think we've reached ourselves an agreement here.
So just the 800 and we're good?
I would say so.
All right, shake hands.
Shake, shake.
Hey, Fox, man.
Yes.
With these two disguises, you and me, we could go back to Operation Tortoise like the good old days.
Man, you screwed up Operation Tortoise last time we tried it.
That was not my fault.
Was he wearing a costume last time?
Okay, listen, I know you ate a bean burrito before we went in. 100% your fault they found us.
I did not ask for beans on my burrito.
All burritos have beans. That's like the burrito.
No, they don't. I asked for no beans.
No beans about it.
You know what you got? You got beans, and you know what you did? You ruined Operation Tortoise. I don't even remember what it is anymore.
Operation Turtle.
It's Operation Tortoise. Turtle was a completely different operation.
You're right. That one actually.
I
went
was
off
going
without a
to
hitch.
turn towards Savage
but-
and just ask him. Well, according to your timetable, then when do you think the next cart will be coming by?
Let's say not long. So if we're going to do this, we must prepare.
I'd say we set up positions. Well, I would say set up positions across the road that's hidden that we can ambush from.
Can I finish making tea?
Me and Zoth,
You did finish making
we
tea.
act as a distraction.
The second round.
We don't need the second round at this moment.
Second round.
Are any of you good at ranged combat?
Yeah, I can take care of that.
Yes.
A little bit.
I would like to have one of you
All right.
join me in taking out the 2 guards on either side, on the outsides that will be pulling the carts, whereas it'll make it easier for a 1v3 on the last guard.
Now we may not need to because we're going to be under like low visibility with this rain coming in here soon. We probably don't need to, do anything too incredibly far out. Also, we need to consider about are we going in covert, or are we causing a ruckus and going in and taking and then leaving back out? Because once we get in there, there's a lot of people around in there, and keeping a low profile is probably a good idea.
Well, the idea, I believe, is to go in covert as goons, and then
I think we should just take a minute to reflect, and that even if we do go in covert, a ruckus will be made at some point.
Well, yeah, but
That
do
is
we want to
likely.
start the ruckus inside, or do we want to start it with the guards outside before we get in there? 'Cause
Hey, listen. Me, Zoth, we stand out in this cold rain. We wear our disguises. We say something happened. We just cause a distraction just long enough for you guys to get a nice clear shot and for us to get close to
I
whoever's
think
left.
that's a great idea.
All
That
right.
would be. I do
Savage.
like this idea. Yes.
super important when you said it was a trial by fire, when your fire stick thing goes off and the missile flies out of it. Is it like a bow and arrow where it's very clear the direction where this thing came from? Like, can you see it very well?
Every time I've ever taken a shot, I've never been exposed by it. So
Okay, so here's
it
the-
does
here's the
not leave
idea.
a bullet trail, or sorry, a missile trail.
Sure. If I were to take out one of these guards, it would be very evident and very clear that it came from my position. So here's an idea. We've got rain, we've got a little bit of fog and cloud cover, and all of that. We already have. It's already been established with this outpost that there are people killing people on the road here, right? There is danger out here. So as we approach, if Fox and Savage, if you wear this other uniform, Fox can already you can just take care of your uniform, make it match. But if you two are up front and you fire at one of the guards, causes an internal distraction, at that moment we pretend like it came from somewhere else. And we come barreling in like, oh no, someone's on our tail. That might cause some panic, get them to open the gates, let them through real quick because there's a danger out in the woods or something like that, or off in the cliffs. If we can pull that off at a really long range where they can't see what's going on, maybe we can use that to just scooch in real quick.
Well, what I think that's a valid plan if we were attempting to hijack the cart very close to the gate. We're out of range of the gate right now. If we hijack the cart from around where we are here, I think that's a valid distraction method, but there's no reason to panic the gate to let us in. We can just
I'm
go
talking
in.
about once we get in, we're gonna have to find a place to unload this, right? Right, and that means that we're
That'll
gonna
be
the
that
ones in
loading
back.
dock of the warehouse.
But the ones in back, we're gonna have to get out. right? And so we're going to have to like transition from in the cart to in the
We can't-
compound and get
we
where
have
we
too-
need to go.
Do we have too many people to pretend to all be private security goons? Is that what I'm?
We don't have enough
Understanding?
uniforms is the thing.
Well, then
Here's
well,
I almost had another idea when
we
it
would
came
get
to
more
that, 'cause-
uniforms by killing people.
Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying is this would like get us into the gate and have like a general confusion in there at the same time, and then we like once we're in there, we can, get some more uniforms or do whatever.
I don't know. I think we can be really quiet, and this storm's going to cover a lot of the sound, and they won't even know the difference.
I agree. I think trying to avoid heavy ruckus may be helpful. I'm not sure. I don't
Question.
know.
This is a DM question. Can I bring out my spells and use them in this like in our plot here? I
So
have a couple
your
spells
your
thing.
magic will work if you're within 100 feet of Zothkug or Jeb, because
But he also
they're
doesn't
carrying-
know.
Yeah, I was
But,
gonna say,
right. So I think there's probably like a little feeling of something weird that you haven't felt in 3 years. So you probably have an idea of like, I think something magic-y is going on. And between that and the fact that I think they've talked a little bit about magic already, right? Jeb has said,
Yeah.
I guess you haven't said exactly what you do.
I've alluded to it. He's pretty
How about
smart.
this?
I did cast Thaumaturgy
You did.
earlier, if he's familiar with that.
Oh, that's true.
I think he's probably figured it out. He's a sharp guy, that Savage Tempest.
Yeah.
I was just figuring because I have so this is just me thinking in my head, having like a monologue. I have a silence spell, which can get us all into the back. And this is now I'm talking out loud. You'd use the spell of silence to get us into the back of a cart, using because we need the 3 goons to stay up there. If we can cause some sort of distraction to get you guys into the back of the cart, I can cause a distraction to where the point I can easily track this cart and hop in at any moment using my abilities to join you guys. But I think because we need to have 3 guards on the cart at all times. If we pull up with 2, it's going to be an instant red flag.
We have enough uniforms for 3.
Oh.
No, we don't. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Yes?
Yep.
We do.
We do.
Okay, never mind then.
I just shift my armor into what that uniform looks like
Okay,
from what
so
I can
then
see.
we are back to the then just taking out 3 guys plan. And then it's just taking out the guys at this point, nice and clean and easy. So
I would ask if you have a cipher for that spell, but also I don't think we've been very subtle about it either.
no, I was like, I do not think the spell would work because there's no use in using the spell if we're gonna go back to the other plan. I was thinking out of turn there.
I say.
Listen, we need to decide
do
something. Let's toss dice for it.
Great idea. I'll roll the tension pool.
All right, I got my gambling dice.
I have a backup plan in case things
All
go
right.
sideways.
So what are our current plans we've came up with? We ambush them in the rain with a distraction. Disguised distraction, right? That's 1. 2, we cause a ruckus, try to make it seem like we're being chased and usher us into the gates. Maybe they'll save us. 3, we cast silence and try to sneak onto the cart before they
He's
can
off.
know. I think
Put this
Yeah.
uniform
I feel
on.
like that's going to be pretty obvious.
I like the
with
first
rain.
one.
Yeah, man. I'll change into the uniform.
Think
I
the
do
first
enjoy
one?
it like the first idea.
Everybody good with the first one?
Yes, I
Smash and grab?
yeah, I think that works. I will try to just I can take someone out in melee distance from after the distraction starts taking
Now,
place.
yes.
All right.
Cool.
You guys have
Just you can hide behind the rubble over here and
Yes, I'll do
Go ahead.
that.
You guys have about an hour before the evening supply carts come through, just to make sure that I'm understanding the plan. The plan is to wait for the final supply cart, and then as it goes by with its 3 guards, you're going to basically ambush it, kill the 3 guards. Savage is going to do it from range. Jeb is going to do it from somewhere else but ranged, and Alan's going to do it up close. And then you're going to replace the 3 guards, and then you're going to hide the other 2 people, Jeb and Owlin, who don't have uniforms, in the cart, and then take the cart to the compound. Is that the plan?
Well, me and Zoff can act as a distraction out front.
I see. So that's how you'll
To pull
stop
them away from
Since you have the
cart.
uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep, that's the plan.
I like it.
About 5 minutes from we all like move out, I want to do something.
I would also like to suggest that those of us inside the cart, if possible, if we're able to get more uniforms by killing people, as I suggested earlier, even though we're hiding in the back of the cart at first, if we still were able to put on uniforms, that way when we exit the cart, like as long as people don't see us literally exiting the cart, like oh, I'm getting out of the cart, then we can be less suspicious once we're inside.
I just figured that was a given.
Okay, cool.
Hey,
I just wanted to.
I was
make
just
sure.
thinking, if we knock over this cart and it's got 3 guards, that's 3 more uniforms. The only gamble on that is if it's one that's big enough for Alan and one small enough for me.
That's what. Okay, so I guess I was just voicing what everyone already assumed. I apologize. I just wanted to voice it.
It's okay. Sometimes, it helps that we're all on the same page.
Well, cool. Alan will then go over to that rubble spot that Fox pointed out earlier and get ready for the
Great.
engagement.
So, are you doing any other preparations to the location? Like, it's a well-worn track. There's some rubble to either side of the track, so you could be hiding in the rubble. You could dig I don't know. Are you doing any other preps to the site? You've got about an hour, so you have time to do stuff like that if you want.
I'm going to go about 15 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes down the road, away from us, like
Got it.
away from
You're
where
going to be
the
behind the cart.
Yeah, like where the cart would come from.
I'm gonna chase.
And I'm going to set up a trip line, like like my alarm spell. I'm just gonna
Cool.
and set up a little invisible ding-a-ling-ling thing.
Very cool.
Yeah. Hey, what's
Jeb.
up? Man, it's starting to rain.
Jeb.
Ugh.
All right. Listen. Backup plan. You have Mold
Yeah.
Earth, right? Shortly after, just even 20 feet after the ambush point, make a ditch. That'll stop the cart cold. And if we are successful and they don't hit the ditch, we can just fix the ditch.
Okay, I guess. All right, and I'll come back towards us a little bit, and I'll actually right up next to where Owlin is
I'm a
posted,
genius.
like up parallel with him. I'll use the part of Mold Earth that says you can create. Let's see, difficult terrain.
If we're all in a 60-foot radius, I would like to cast motivational speech.
You can cast motivational speech on everyone except Jeb and Savage, who are out of range because Jeb's got to be near his alarm, within 100 feet of it. And Savage, I'm assuming you're in the hills somewhere for your sniping. Is that So, but the other two can have
Okay.
motivational speech.
Yes. So I'll huddle Alan and Fox and be like, all right, guys. So I know we've been on the road a lot, but this operation is going to go super well for us. I really believe in us, and I think we're all going to do a great job. Going to go off without a hitch, and we will be able to infiltrate successfully.
I'll tell you all how I usually deal with this. I just don't think about it. Because this is a crazy idea. And there's such a high chance it could fail. But you know what? Let's go for it. Don't think about it. Don't just
To be fair, we have done many more risky and less thought out things throughout our adventures together that have worked out, and so I feel confident. That this thing that we're trying to do will work in some capacity.
Listen,
Yeah, man.
we are the achievers. We make things happen. We're the doers, all right? We move mountains. Not yet.
Alan morbidly looks over towards his childhood home. That's in Ruffle.
Fox, wrong words. Read the room, Fox.
We dig tunnels.
And so for the next hour, all three of us gain 5 temporary hit points.
Let's go.
We all have advantage on wisdom saving throws, and if you're hit by an attack, you have advantage on the next attack roll you make.
Let's go.
I love it.
Okay.
Once you lose the temporary hit points, the spell ends for you, though.
Okay. Alan will go back to his setup spot by the difficult terrain. He's hidden behind the rubble, ready to attack when chaos ensues.
And sure enough, after a little while, rickety clickety clacketing down the road are some heavily loaded supply carts. The first cart goes by, and there is that muddy ditch in the road, but they're eventually able to kind of like push through it and get to the other side. The next one is going fast enough because they saw the ditch, so they're going fast enough that they just ram right through it. The next one skids out just a little bit but gets through. The fourth one moves through, and then finally, Jeb, your alarm trips. The fifth cart is on its way. Each cart is about 10 minutes apart from the next with their 3 guards. So Jeb's alarm trips. You've got about a 10-minute lead on the incoming supply carts.
I pull out my blunderbuss, notch it over, click a little thing, whisper into the front of it. All right, they're on their way, and I shoot it over towards Owlin behind his rock.
And Alan will do some sort of prearranged hand signal that the next one is coming.
All right, Savage, you see this hand signal, as do the other 2 people who are near Alan. And then in 10 minutes, but it seems like it's only been 1 minute, here comes the supply truck. The scene is dark gray, rainy, and out of that rain emerges this dark shape, heavy wheels creaking along as it moves down the road. It's being pulled by 2 rote, and they pass by Jebediah Peppermint. Are you doing anything yet, or are you waiting?
I would like to, does it look like I could jump up and grab onto the back? Like are the 3 people out front, or is there anybody in back? Where do I see the people?
There's a guard to the left, a guard to the right, and a guard riding in front. So yes, you could jump up and grab the back of it.
So I'm just gonna hop out back behind it and jump up onto the back of it.
Okay, make an athletics check to do that jump. And because it's rainy and the cart is being loud and stuff, I won't make you roll like a stealth check or anything like that. Like if you make this jump, you're light enough that they won't notice.
Zoth, carry me.
11.
No, not like that. Like, support me.
With your 11, you jump for it.
I gotta act injured.
You like slip off, but you just barely grab it with 1 claw. I'm gonna roll 1 tension die to see if anything happens. Nothing does. So you're able to grab. You're kind of hanging off the back. You're not in the cart, but you are hanging off the back of it. And as the cart is continuing to rattle down the road, you begin to hear just like little bits and snippets of the conversation between the 3 security guards who are escorting it and the 1 guy who's driving, leading the rote. He's not driving. But you can hear them just talking about how frustrated they are that every time they go to this stupid facility, they've got to put on those giant boots because there's all that weird grime all over the ground, and it's just obnoxious. Why can't they just keep this place clean? I know it's an industrial site, but gosh, that's a lot of muck and grime for an industrial site. 5 or 6 minutes have gone by, and the cart has rolled into view, just as it did for Jebediah Peppermint. Owlin, Fox, and Zoth, you see the shape materializing out of the mist, escorted by its 3 guards. Savage, you're able to see the guard on your side of the cart very clearly. You have an easy shot. Whoever's going to take the... Oh, that's right. You're going to move out there first. So, yeah. Fox and Zoth, you make your move. What do you do?
Help! Help!
The cart pulls.
Help
the
us!
cart comes to a slow and heavy stop. And the leading private security goon in front goes, "Who's there? Announce yourself."
Sorry.
Other private security goons.
What's happened to you? Why are you What? Are you hurt? And he hops off his horse and comes over to see what's going on with Fox. He says, "Well, let me carry you to the cart. You can ride in the back. What happened?" And he looks over at Zoth for a report on what the ambush was.
This is the time and the place. I will pull out a dagger and try to shank this man.
Are you going to try and do it stealthily so the others don't notice, or are you just trusting your team to make the hits?
I'm trusting the teams will notice the message.
Okay. Fox just goes for it. Fox, go ahead.
I'll start. So
yes, Zoth?
So we were riding the carts. As he's doing that, I'm just
roll
telling
to
the story.
Just keeps going.
Okay, so that is
I love
a
the
17.
idea Zoth pretends that he has no idea this is about to happen. Fox snaps him, and Zoth is like, "Oh no, he's here."
Honestly, he probably doesn't know that it's happening either.
17.
You hit him. His AC is a 16. So you are able to shank him in the... You find a little chink in his chain shirt, And so you like shank him through the back of his shoulder with your dagger. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah,
As soon
I'm rolling it.
as there's some sort of audible sound of like, oh,
Yeah.
or like whatever is happening, Alan will jump out from behind the rebel, draw his scimitar of speed, and chase after like the nearest unoccupied guard.
Okay, so the closest guard to you is mounted still, and he's
Okay.
he doesn't have his weapon drawn, so he's flat-footed, but he is like on the alert, so he sees you coming, because
27.
Okay.
27 damage with a dagger.
Yes.
Who are
Because
you?
it's a sneak attack. and
Sneak
he's
attack.
a high level
Good
rogue.
dice.
Sneak attack.
He dies. You more than doubled his hit points negative. He dies. So he just falls to the ground dead, and he gives like a quick little and falls to the ground dead. And now there's like a little bit of panic. Savage, you see the guard on your side of the cart. He draws out a club that's wrapped in barbed wire and hops off his horse to run up and attack Fox.
I'm going to aim right for the dome
Okay.
with the rifle.
Great. Roll to hit. Jeb had a question for me while you make that roll. Yes, Jeb?
Have I been dragging off of the back of this cart this whole time? This 5 minutes?
You've probably pulled yourself in.
Well, if I haven't, do I see
Yeah.
this guy's feet as like these guys' feet underneath the cart as they fall down?
Sure.
Okay.
That's fun.
All right.
Yeah. You can see their feet. Savage, would you roll?
15.
Unfortunately, his armor class is a 16. You take the shot, but unused to doing it with, like other people working with you, he's like distracted looking at Fox. And you're like, oh, he moved. I lined up the shot. And so it like whizzes right over his head. He does not have any idea where you are, but now he's looking around like there's more of them in the hills. Owlin, you've rushed a guard closest to you. Do you want to go ahead and roll your hit?
Yep. Yeah, I'll roll all 3 of my hits.
Okay.
Because it's the scimitar of speed.
That's right. Are you also using rage?
Speed. I am speed.
No,
Okay.
I am not using rage.
Owlin McQueen.
One of them is a natural one.
Okay.
But the other 2 are, I'm gonna remember my editor here. Okay, one of them is a 15. The other one is a 26.
Okay, so only the 26 hits. We'll give you the 26, and then we'll deal with the natural one. So you roll your damage, and then roll to confirm that one.
The damage is only 7 damage.
Okay. You deal 7 points of damage as you slice him.
Nat 1 is confirmed,
Okay.
by the way.
As you slice him, he freaks out and kicks out with his foot, and it kicks the sword out of your hands. So basically, you've,
Dang
in a
it.
literal way, fumbled the sword. But you're still right up close with him. And
Yep.
Jeb and Zoth, are either of you doing anything?
You said one is charging Fox?
Yeah, one of them is charging towards Fox, the one that Savage just missed.
Okay, so that one I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on. Target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. The target gains no benefit from cover.
He rolled an 11.
That fails, so he's going to take 2d8 radiant. 4 damage.
4 damage.
Oh, dang.
All right, you hit him with Sacred Flame, and he's still like running. He's already got the battle juice pumping. You know, he's running even if you hit him with something.
As I hear the Savage's missile splinter through the wood, I'm like, ah, dang it! And then I hear Owl just, oh man! And then like I see his sword like fall down over there. I'm going to fire my magic missile at 2nd level. Yes. All right. So the darts are just gonna out from under the cart and whip up around into the body of the one that Savage was hitting. Like they're just gonna curl around and just do. He takes 4, 8, 12, 15 damage. The one that Savage was aiming at.
Okay, great. So he Zoth hits him from in front with Sacred Flame, and then all of a sudden he just pitches face forward onto the ground, and he's fallen unconscious.
I did it. Look, did you see that, Fox? I'm not sure if that was you.
Okay, I'm going to give the guard who's with Owlin a turn, and then we'll come back around to Owlin, and then the rest of you can go. It's not really worth rolling initiative for one guy to fight the 5 of you.
Just the 5 of us.
Okay, Owlin,
We can kill him if we try.
he rolled a nat 20, which he confirmed to dive off the horse and tackle you to the ground.
Never mind.
Okay, fun.
He leaps off the horse and kind of smacks you into the ground. You take 3 points of damage as your head kind of like bounces off the rock. And he is now holding you in the grappled position. So you were grappled and prone.
Okay.
And that will bring us around to you and then the rest of the party. So you can
What do I roll to get rid of grappled?
athletics.
24.
24 versus his 19. You toss him off to the side, just like it's a little bit of a struggle, but you're able to kind of chuck him off to the side, and now both of you are laying down.
So Alan will stand up and, attempt to, like, if he can, whatever movement he needs to use to get there, and then he's going to use his action to, so he had his scimitar out, and then it's like, he's running up to this guard, and then he just pulls out his other sword that he's gonna use to attack him. Just his great sword.
Yeah, just casual great sword.
That's it. But if he already used his bonus action, then I still get 2 attacks. Let's go.
Casual greatsword is the name of my fantasy orchestra.
Nice. That's great.
Solid.
Okay, one of the attacks is a
I followed them on Spotify.
24. The other one is a 17.
They both hit.
One of the attacks is 10 damage. The other one is not as good. 5 damage.
He also falls unconscious, bleeding heavily from where you've hit him.
Great.
The combat has now ended. All roll their death saves unless you're going to put them out of their misery.
Do we want to employ them?
Does or
I'm
does not
immediately gonna-
Fox whistle as he walks by and just shanks them?
Yeah, just
I'm
put
gonna
'em
immediately
down.
walk up to one of them, and I'm going to stand over him for a second. As I'm thinking, I'll just pilfer his pockets.
Okay.
Got anything good on him?
He is carrying... Matt, since you're the one looting him, roll a d4.
Oh. 1.
Okay. He's got 3d10 wingle digits, and he's also got a single flask with a potion in it. The potion is not labeled, but you can see it. I'm about to give you a little visual description. So it's like a red liquid, and when you kind of shake it or swirl it around, it glimmers a little bit.
Okay. And 3d10?
Yeah, 3d10 wingle digits. You can roll them and just, you don't even need to tell me the number.
Okay. I'm gonna stand back over him. I'm gonna walk past him.
Okay. I'm rolling
Going for
his
the other
second
one.
death save. Okay. You walk away from him. Savage, as Fox walks away, you are the only one in the position to notice that guard sits up and reaches for his short sword at his side. He has woken up and grabs it.
How? Yeah, here's my
And rolled a
question.
nat 20.
Here's a question for the DM. Was
Yep.
how far away exactly am I?
You are
I know
within
you said I was up
range.
on a hill. Okay.
You are within range.
Any way of me using Long Strider to pull out my swords and finish the job up close? That way I know it gets finished? Or kind of not really in range of that?
I guess the question is, were you moving towards them when you saw that the fight was mostly over?
Oh, yeah. Like that.
Then
yeah,
you're
I've already
close enough
started.
to use your spell. So yeah, that works. You just need to be within 100 feet of Jeb or Zoth to use magic, but you're probably that close by now. So yes,
Long
you can
Strider,
use Long
yeah,
Strider
so-
to get there.
So I'll do that as well as pulling out the 2 short swords and going in for the finish.
Fox, as you're walking away, you just hear very, very soft footsteps that sound like they're moving slowly. You turn around and Savage has sprinted about 100 feet and has just killed the guard who is sitting up with a short sword in his hand. Savage has just made quick work of him with his short swords.
All right.
I'm glad he's
Should
an
we
art
save the
boy.
last one for interrogation?
Or a new employee?
I'm rolling the first death
We
save.
did just
Zoth's collecting again.
attempt to murder him. I don't know if he's exactly
We've done this before.
That might be a hard sell.
Hey, it's his choice.
Let's hit it.
We've offered this before.
I feel like a blind ambush is a little bit different. Alan's gonna go over to the one he knocked out. He's gonna basically grab him by the scruff of the front scruff of his male shirt, and then look over to Fox and just kind of double check interrogation or just go. We already have a plan.
Do we know there are more carts coming?
You guys got the last
This is
card.
the last one.
Oh,
You do
the
know
last
that.
cart. Okay.
I mean, we gotta hurry, I guess.
Alan's just gonna take out the short,
Yep.
his short sword or his broadsword, and attempt to delicately cut his throat. I don't know what else is a way to say that.
That's fine.
Just all right.
The mercy kill.
And then, yeah, and then he's gonna see if there's a uniform large enough for him.
There
within
is a
these
uniform
guys.
large enough for Alan. However, there's not a uniform small enough for Jeb until you all turn your attention to the cart where a single gnome driver is just shaking, like holding the reins of the rote.
I climb up there next to him.
Savage is just gonna aim his rifle at him and just say,
Hold
"Give
on.
it up."
Hold on. How would you like to change employers?
You seem to really want a lot of people working for you, Zoth.
When Savage says give it up, the gnome like jerkily tosses away the reins of the rote because that's what he thinks you mean. And when Zoth asks if he wants to work for you guys, he just says, I think I should. I was actually thinking of retiring. I think I'm gonna take an early retirement. I should go. And he like starts still shaking in fear, kind of scooting to the side to like get out of the cart.
Whoa.
Look, I don't want no trouble, man. I'm just, I just drive the things. I don't even know what's in the back. I just, I work for Temps. I take the cart. I go to the place. They give me some money. I leave. I don't want no part of none of this, whatever this is.
I'm picking up the gnome.
Whoa.
You can't just pick a gnome up. Fox.
He works for Thames.
All right. Listen, buddy. All right, you're good, but like you need what's stopping you from running to the nearest guard and
The nearest guard
know.
is dead, sir.
fair.
Hey,
Fair enough.
I'm just trying to give you, a better life. We could pay better. You would, get to do some fun adventuring.
Zoth, we just killed everyone around him in less than a minute.
And we also still need his clothes.
We do need your clothes. I'm sorry.
You need my what?
Take it
Well,
off.
we need your uniform specifically.
Yeah, we all point to Jeb.
You need my uniform. Okay. And he like takes off his.
Is he wearing a private
uniform.
security goon's uniform?
No, he would probably
He's
be
wearing a Thames uniform. Yeah.
But Jeb could still pose as the driver.
I'm gonna give him the 20 Wingle digits I had looted off the other guy.
Okay.
I'm like, listen, man, it's wrong place, wrong time. I know you're just doing a job. Sadly, these guys were working a job that's very counter to ours. And you know what? You're in the between. I get it. As long as you head downhill, we're good.
You want me to go towards the compound?
No, downhill from up and then down, like away. Just go away.
I would like that. I would like to go. Okay, thank you. And he like wearing his undershirt and his like
Hey,
like,
hey.
thermals.
And tell your boss we're sorry.
I'm gonna pull this little gnome to the side. Like he takes his uniform off, and I reach
Yeah.
in my pack and I pull out an extra set of traveling clothes that I have in my pack.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. This is a terrible situation that you're in.
It's really weird.
It's really weird. It's also really important. There's something very big and very bad going on over there. And the guards that were guarding your cargo are terrible people involved in really messing up our world. And we're only
Roll
trying to
a
save it.
charisma check.
Just straight charisma? 8.
He rolled a 3. Oh, there you go. I'll say there is some bad stuff going on. They hung people right outside the warehouse just for not meeting a quota. It was scary down there. I don't
Yeah.
even go in, luckily, but it's scary.
Here's the thing. And I'm going to take a couple minutes and I'm going to ritual cast Phantom Steed. And I'm going
Did
to
you just do magic?
Yeah.
I-
And I give him, I pull the blanket out of my bedroll and I wrap it around him. It's the rain and use it as a bit of a cloak to keep the chill off of you. And I set him up on the rote, on my Phantom Steed. And
Who are you?
and I say, he'll take you back to town. It's he can go about 10 miles. You tell him where you want to go. And then I pull out a little piece of paper and I write a message on it. And I fold it up and I hand it to him. And I say, if you can find a 4 Guys Adventures and Vibes location, we can offer you employ. And this rote that you're on is magical. We're bringing this back to the world. Spread the word that the evil that's out there, that's oppressing everybody and bringing us into servitude of these wingle digits. If you want, you don't have to. You can go your own way, but if you want to be a part of this and be on the side of right, take this. We have a branch in Udril. We have a branch in in Gaim.
You're in Gaim.
Yeah. But just get to safety. And I'm sorry that this messed your day up.
Don't get involved with them again.
I like living. This
Yeah.
will work for me. I will go to Gaim. And
What's your name?
My name is Sir Marriott Tompkins, and you don't need my life story. It's okay.
No, it's okay. I'm Jeb. I'm
really
one of the
thought I'd be
founders of
somewhere
Four
else
Guys.
by now. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Wait, can you write a book about it?
about what?
your life story.
Yeah, and I hit the rote on the butt. And as he walks off, I'm like, just tell him where you want to go. And that should last for an hour.
Bemused, the gnome rides off wearing just slightly too small clothes. Jeb, you now have a slightly loose but acceptably fitting Thames driver's uniform.
Ain't nothing, a little belt will tighten up.
Can I drive with him?
No, you're a guard.
There was a guard up there with him.
That's
wasn't
true, there was a guard up there.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Yeah.
great.
Are those horses still around here?
Alan will curl up in the back then if
Okay.
he's good to be the.
So who's riding?
Well, actually, no. Who's the stealthy one though? Alan shouldn't be the stealthy one.
I'll wait.
I say Fox might. I think Fox should curl up in the back. 'Cause
Savage, can you hide your rifle?
As you say that, I literally take my rifle out and almost pull out a pipe and crack it into half, and then put it back over my shoulder.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, he's
That
good
breaks it
outside.
down.
Alan, you don't have a uniform. You should be. Oh, no, wait, you do have a uniform. Yeah, never mind.
We all have
I just found
uniforms.
one.
Everybody
Yes.
has a uniform.
All right, I'll hide in the back.
Yep.
Y'all
There we
take
go.
care of the rest.
It's been a while since I got to be with animals.
The three of you who are riding need to make animal handling checks.
Is that am I one of those two?
No, you and I are the exterior.
Yeah,
guys.
those guys are riding.
Word.
We're riding horses.
Oh wait. Oh, we're riding
Yes.
horses.
Okay.
The three exterior guards
Got
are on
it. I was
horseback.
Confused.
Yep.
I see.
I got a 22.
I got a 15.
I got a 6.
Ooh. Alan, you have a hard time getting your horse to cooperate because it just watched you maul its rider with your bare hands and several kinds of swords.
Also, Alan picked up his scimitar of speed. That was I don't know.
I assumed.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of DM. You would know. You are eventually able to tame the horse, but it costs you about an extra 5 minutes. So you guys are now maybe 10-ish minutes behind on your arrival.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to. Okay, Alan. As we're like getting like kind of on our way, but like not within
Alan,
range.
you got to vibe with it. Just chill the vibes out.
Yes, I'm trying. This is not something I was not a cavalryman. I'm not quite familiar with this. What's our excuse? Why are we late?
I'm poking my head out. What if we like damage one of the wheels and say we ran into some issues on the road and we had to do a quick repair?
Hey, let's
Well,
say
what-
we
That sounds
let's say
good.
we've picked up some extra guards that had gotten ambushed previously. Their uniforms are already dirty.
Wait,
Because wouldn't
An extra guard.
There
An
you
extra guard. It's Fox.
it would make sense? Because they did have a cart. Wait, never mind. Take
Well,
that
we
thought
could
away.
say we ran into cart troubles because of the rain and the ditches.
I'm gonna look down at the blood stain from stabbing a man at point blank range. I think this will work, guys.
Yes, I think the excuse is we picked up Fox as an extra guard that was stranded.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
And
keep
so
going,
the cart begins rolling down the road, escorted by three of you.